Get to the chopper now. It's the Counselor Podcast. I'm your host, Stuart, the teddy bear. Lol. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. I hit record and that's what came out. I apologize. There was no reason for me to do that. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Counselor Podcast. I'm your host, Stuart D. Teddy Bear. Sam is out today. Sam's actually in the kitchen right now. He's making a grilled cheese sandwich. Say hi, Sam. Sam says hi. That was Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way. That was supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if anyone could tell, but that was... All right, so today we're gonna do some Am I the Asshole? Today is today is Thursday. It's actually Tuesday night that I'm recording, but Sam is definitely not going to have this out tomorrow, which would be Wednesday. It'll be out Thursday instead. So right now you're listening to this, it is Thursday, assuming you're listening to this on a Thursday. But we, it's funny, we changed the day to Wednesdays that we release the episodes. And last Wednesday, the 50th episode, was our worst performing episode we've done to date. And I don't know, it might have been because the title was about George Santos, and if you see that, you might be turned off to watch it. So maybe that's why. But it's just kind of strange that we dropped the episode on Wednesday for the very first time, and it tanked. It did really, really terrible. But that's what we get for looking at the analytics. We really shouldn't be doing that anyway, but whatever. It's a change that we're going to stick with, and if they all do really bad, then that's just what's going to happen. But maybe this episode will turn things around. So, yeah. All right, we're going to hey, okay, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. We love you so. Your human buddy Sam and his teddy friend, this is hello. The song's almost over, it's about to end, let's start the show. The Counselor Podcast. Okay, I sorted these by the top rated ones for the week, so these better be fucking juicy, or I'm gonna be one unhappy teddy bear. First up, am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend a bitch for lying about an emergency to test my commitment? Well, let's find out. My girlfriend, 29 female, Andrea, and I, 29 male, have been together for a few months now. Everything had gone smoothly until yesterday, when she pulled off a ridiculous stunt. She called me late at night to say that she's seriously injured / having panic attacks, and that no one else is with her as her parents are out, which was true, they were out. She said that she's also got some chest pain and that she thinks she's dying, and that she's in a really bad state and can hardly breathe. She was heaving while she spoke. She begged me to help her, said that she's already called 911, but that she also wanted to let me know, and I was shocked. I took my car to rush towards her house, and it was only after reaching that I found out that she was joking about it. She met me joyfully and said that she only wanted to see how committed I am during an emergency, as that's an essential part of a relationship or something. I lost my temper and asked her what the fuck her problem was. As you should have, sir. She said that she was just testing me, and I got pissed off. I called her a fucking bitch, which she is, and told her that I did not deserve to be treated like trash and made use of like that. She was crying by saying that she only wanted to check whether I am a good fit and that I overreacted. I left the house immediately and haven't talked to her since. She's been texting me, but I ignored her. Am I the asshole? No. This is concerning. She's 29. You are too old, ma'am, to be doing this. This is insane. This is the reddest flag I've ever seen. get out of there. If you were both 19, okay. Even we'll say like at the oldest, we'll say 25. We'll say she's 25 years old and she's pulling this shit. It's like, all right. 29 years old is much too old to do this shit. This is kiddie shit. This is my brain hasn't developed yet shit. I don't like this at all. To call someone who you love, that you care about, that you trust, and say that you are injured and that you need help and that you called 911 and that you're begging for help, and then I just want to see if you were committed to me. I don't even know where you would ever do this to anybody. You guys have been together for a few months. You cut ties now. Now, it's actually good that you saw this so early on. If I was married for 30 years and my spouse did this to me, I'd have this same kind of reaction. I'd be like, you fucking told me that you called 911 and you thought you were dying and you just wanted to see like if I was committed. I know we've been married for 30 years or whatever I said, but to do that to someone that you have established a relationship with, if it's your brother, if it's your parents, whoever, you don't do this like ever. Like, why would you do this? And for her to start crying and say that you overreacted, how could she not? That's the other red flag, that she's unable to see things from the other person's perspective. Like, I'm sure that you explained that to her too. Like, hey, you called me and you said that you thought you were dying and that you couldn't breathe. This is just creepy, because I'm picturing her calling and being on the phone and like trying to, I can't breathe. I need to. That's insane. That's fucking insane. To be acting like that, to put on a performance just to see if your boyfriend is going to come over. Of course he's going to come over. What would he say on the phone? Oh, and all right, you could have just ended it when he said, I'm on my way. Instead of having him speed over, probably freaking out the entire time. Like, what if he got into an accident trying to get to you? How would you feel? I'm assuming he was going a little faster than he normally would have. How would you feel? As a 29-year-old human being, how can you not understand someone getting out of their car, running up to your house? How can you not understand that they're going to be upset when you greet them joyfully? Like, how in your head are you picturing someone being chill about this? Like, oh yeah, he'll be cool about this. He'll have a giggle. He'll think it's cool. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, there's an update here. After talking to her about it, I have decided to give her a second chance. You fucking idiot. She's apologized a lot and promised to never do that again. I promise I'll never do that again. No fucking shit you won't. I'd be more careful, of course, and I won't be trusting her blindly, but I have thought that I'd give her one chance, especially since she's shown herself to be regretful. All right, whatever, dude. Good luck to you. That sounds like something else is going to happen. If she did this, she's got other tricks up her sleeve. I really can't. I can't understand how that's not something that, after being with someone just for a couple of months, that would be the deal breaker. That would be it for me. If I was in a relationship for even like 5 years and they did this to me, I'd heavily consider breaking things off, because that's not normal behavior. All right. I don't know why we need to look at any of these comments, but let's do that anyway. Okay, she is not a good fit. You did indeed prove that you're a good boyfriend. Hopefully you see her test as the bright waving red flag everyone else here sees. Not the asshole. I skipped the first paragraph. I expected her to be between 16 and 20 based on how she acted. Got back to the first paragraph, and she is far too old to be acting this immaturely. Yeah, that's insane to me that she's a 30-year-old woman, and she's doing like that is way too old. This is Jesus. This guy's probably going to be murdered by this woman. There's going to be some kind of life insurance policy going on once they're married. I'm gonna save this post and check in on this fellow in a few years. I don't think anything good is going to come from this. All right, let's do the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother, quote, I guess you go to jail? I, 32, my brother Tim, 24. By the way, if you are just listening to this, I try to read everything word for word as I see it, and sometimes it sounds like I don't know how to read or I'm reading it wrong, but I'm reading exactly what it says. So sometimes the grammar is weird, and I try to change what I think the sentence was supposed to be, but this literally just says, I, 32, my brother Tim, 24, has trying to go to film school. So, yeah, grammar. I think that he's just saying, I'm 32, and my brother is Tim, and he's trying to go to film school. So that's what's going on. I, 32, my brother Tim, 24, has trying to go to film school. In July, I got a flag on my credit report. Someone tried to co-sign my name on a private student loan. I found out my brother somehow got the information from my mom, thinking I wouldn't notice. Tim is on the spectrum. He doesn't have great judgment, but my wife was pissed because we are living with my in-laws on the other side of the country, saving up for a home once, parentheses, if the interest rates drop. I have kept my credit flawless. So I did the things you are supposed to do, report it for fraud. I tell my mom and she doesn't say much. It slowly comes out that my brother couldn't get a loan and he found some paperwork about my parents' will that had my social security on it laying around. He couldn't get the loan without a cosigner and put me down. It takes months for this to come out, so my wife and in-laws pressured me to file charges on Tim. I told my mom what Tim did was wrong and illegal. My mom started crying and handed the phone to Tim, and I explained to him about what he did and he needs a lawyer. Again, Tim is autistic and started panicking about what will happen to him. After the headache of his actions and everything going on, I said, guess you go to jail. Since then, Tim went into a bad state and his meltdown caused him to be on psychiatric hold. He's in bad shape and my family blames me because he keeps saying I'm going to jail. I don't know if he actually would for what he did, but because of what I told him, he's regressed bad and has been in a panic for weeks and is not getting better. My parents did get him a lawyer to try to calm him down, but he's back in the hospital again for another stay. So the original thing is, am I the asshole for telling my brother, I guess you go to jail? This is a wild one. So, you can be, I gotta figure out how to phrase this right. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. You can be an asshole and have a disability. You can be an asshole with autism. It is possible. And this guy, it sounds like he is a high-functioning autistic person. For him to be able, it is a spectrum. And you can have Asperger's, you can, I don't know like if there's specific names for everything now. It's just, it is a spectrum. It's all autism. And for this guy, for Tim, to be able to come up with this idea and to try to get a loan and to be doing he knows it's wrong. He knows it's illegal. He has to know. And if he didn't know it was wrong, he wouldn't have snuck around doing it. You know what I mean? Like if this wasn't a big deal for him, he would have called his brother and been like, "Hey, can I get your social security number?" The fact that he saw it there and was like, "Oh, I'm going to do this because I'm going to do this." That's a prick move. And I'm sorry that this happened. It sounds like, I'm sure you love your brother. He's your little brother. And he fucked up big time. And for your parents to be blaming you for all of this, that's awful. This guy, he's 24 years old, and he couldn't get this loan, and he used your information to get the loan, and it fucked you. Your mom should be, I mean, she's going to kind of pick both sides here, but she shouldn't be crying and being like, "You're ruining Tim's life." Tim fucking ruined his own life. And I don't know if he is going to go to jail. Like, I don't know if that's up to you or if that's up to, like, the government, like whoever is in charge of all of this. I don't know if you report this for fraud, if they're like, "Yeah, we have to charge this guy." If that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. Like, this is what this all comes down to is identity theft. It's illegal. You can't do that, and you can't excuse it because this guy is autistic. Like, where do you draw the line with these kinds of things? And if he has, I don't know if he has a caretaker, if mom is the caretaker, she should have known this stuff was happening. And if she's covering for him because he's autistic, she's also in the wrong. And as a parent, if you have your two children and you see one of them is doing wrong to the other, it's your job to take the side of the one who's being wronged. I shouldn't say take the side, but you should be protecting. You should be watching out for their best interest because you're seeing something bad happening to that child. So for her to be like, "Well, Tim is autistic and he no, you don't do that. You know that your other son is trying to buy a home and he's been working really hard on this, and now, oops. Oh, oops, it was Tim, Tim, what are you gonna do? No, this is an illegal activity. And I don't know if you can excuse these kinds of things on autism, because at what point do you hold somebody accountable for their actions? I mean, if he's driving and he runs a red light, are you going to use that? "Oh, he's autistic. He didn't know." You know what I mean? Like, where do you draw this line? Like, you have running a red light and identity theft, and we won't go all the way up to murder, but do you, like, where do you stop? Where you're like, "Well, he just come on, he's autistic." Fuck that. I'm sorry. He had the judgment to look at the social security number and go, "I need a loan, so maybe I'm going to do this." I'm going to say you're not the asshole for saying that to your brother. You're not the asshole for being upset about this. Not the asshole for nothing, really. Absolutely not. All right, we're going to take a gander at some of the comments. Okay, everyone's kind of in the same boat here. I'm autistic, and I can tell he's high functioning and fully aware of the shit he does because he was more than capable of committing fraud by himself. He's throwing a temper tantrum because he's getting actual consequences and was never taught how to deal with them. Anyone with or without autism who has enough cognitive function to understand if I do X, Y happens, is capable of being manipulative in that way. His autism is completely irrelevant here. Sounds like your mom has used it to let him get away with everything his whole life, and this is the first time he has to face the music for what he's done. Correctly so. I'm autistic, and I'm fully capable of not committing fraud. If he's severely autistic to a point where he literally cannot tell right from wrong, then he wouldn't be able to get a loan by himself either way. Holy shit, that's a really good point. Yeah, he's able to get a loan, he's able to commit fraud, then hold him accountable for his actions. All right, the last two are dealing with Christmas, just to get into the Christmas spirit here. All right, number 3. My fiance and I, 31 male and 31 female, are expecting our first baby due December 30th. His family has a vacation home in Florida, and they have gone every year during the holidays for about a month until after New Year. Did I read that right? They take a vacation for a month? Wow. He agreed not to go this year because of the baby, but his family is insisting that he go and come back on the 28th, which is, quote, ample time before the baby is due. So he bought a ticket for December 15th through the 28th. His reasoning is that his parents really want him there and his siblings will also be going. This is bothering me a lot more than I thought because I know pregnancies are unpredictable, especially in the last trimester, and if anything happens leading up to the due date, I need him there. My parents are away until December 26th, and my friends have their families, so I will be completely alone. The other reason, and I guess it's more selfish, is that I will be spending Christmas by myself. It's not the main reason why I'm bothered, but it's a small part of it. He's been spending Christmas every year in Florida since he was 15, and there will be many more trips after the baby is born. I don't know why he has to go this year. Anytime I bring it up, it results in a very uncomfortable fight about my expectations to put me first rather than his parents. I don't even bring it up anymore. His parents have always been kind to me, but they also don't see any problem, so I think I'm going crazy. Am I the asshole here? No, and this whole family is awful. I can't believe not one of them is, like, on your side. All right, there's so much to unpack here. First, for your fiance, who is your fiance, he's about to be your husband, he's about to be the father of your baby, for him to leave you alone, pregnant, so that he can go on his little stupid fucking family vacation that he's gone to since he was 15. So what? He's 31. 16 years he's gone. He can't sit this one out. Can't sit this one out. What a fucking guy. That's actually unbelievable that he is cutting it that close, and that even, oh God, like, even if you had your baby on the due date, those last couple of days are gonna be rough for you. Babies don't come out on their due date like it's clockwork. There is a very strong possibility that baby could pop out on Christmas. And you're gonna be all by yourself. I can't imagine this guy being able to relax and just chill out with his family while his pregnant wife is at home alone, about to pop. And shame on this family. I'm shocked that not a single sibling. Like, here's the thing. If I was the sibling of this guy, if my sibling's wife or fiance was about to have a baby, and my sibling was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be able to make it. Oh yeah, Susan's gonna stay at home though, cause she's pregnant." If that was my sibling, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Are you really gonna fucking hang out with us while your pregnant fiance is alone on Christmas? What kind of man are you? Are you really doing that?" He should be getting so much shit. That's absurd that his family is like, "Yeah, Tommy's gonna be here with us." No one thinks this is awful. All right, there's an update here that she wrote. All right, wow, I wasn't expecting this many responses, and I can't personally thank all of you, but thank you all so much. All your support and responses mean a lot, and I definitely plan on showing this thread to him. Context: I have gone to Florida with his family for the past 5 years for at least part of Christmas. Every other year, I returned before him to spend Christmas Day with my family. This year is the first time in a long time that all the other siblings are able to overlap dates. My fiance has major fear of missing out, which is why this is a sensitive subject. His parents have always been weird about keeping their family close. They've never said it outright, but little things suggest they don't consider me completely part of their family yet since we aren't married. Also, my parents are away overseas dealing with a grandparent emergency. My mom has been kept in the loop though and is trying to come back as soon as she can. All right, so you can't blame mom for this. The sibling thing, I get that, and it's you want to be with them, but the reason that all the siblings haven't been able to be together because of the dates overlapping or whatever is probably because they maybe couldn't get off of work or they had other arrangements or whatever. I feel like your fiance being pregnant is one of those things that would prevent all of the siblings from being together at once. You know what I mean? This isn't like oh man, yeah, I broke my leg. I got to sit this one out. I don't know. It just seems like your life is going to change, dude. You're going to be a dad very soon. And for you to start off like this, it's not a good look. For you to essentially put your wife and your child on the back burner for something that you don't have to be at is a lot. And I don't think what do you need to be at? Like even like your job or something, everything should be on the back burner until your wife safely gives birth, and then go to your fucking month-long vacation. And that's the other thing. You said that they're going to be there for like a month. So I don't know, like after the baby is born, can you take a baby anywhere that shortly after that they're born? Like, can you go take a baby to probably not. You don't want to get them like sick or anything. I don't think you're supposed to have them around a bunch of people, but dude, FaceTime, Zoom. I get that siblings are family, but so is your fucking soon-to-be wife and your child. They need to come first. I really hope that he saw all of these comments. I'm scrolling through. These are all not the asshole. This poor woman. I feel so bad. Like, I wish I could, like, I know this sounds weird. I wish I could be there for her. Like, I wish I could, like, message her and be like, hey, man, I know this is weird, but, like, if you, like, you text me when you feel like you're going to give birth. I will be over there faster than an Uber, because I'm assuming that's what she's going to need to do. She's probably going to need to take an Uber, which is terrible. It is so sad. She's probably going to have that moment where she's like, oh, no, this is it. What do I do? What do I do? And she shouldn't have that feeling. There shouldn't be a what do I do right now. The husband, the fiance should be there. All right, not the asshole. Your husband is a fool if he goes. This is your first baby. You do not know if the baby will be here early, on time, or late. His family is you and the baby. If his family can't see that, that's another issue. You just don't know what's going to happen. And what's with not wanting to spend Christmas with you, leaving you completely alone? Not cool. I am furious for you. Where are you? I will come and take care of you. That's what I'm saying. God. All right. Hate to be all Reddit about this, but this would be a reason for me to dump him immediately. He's going to leave his heavily pregnant partner alone at Christmas because his family really wants him to be at their yearly holiday. Yeah, some of these comments. If I'm this guy and I'm reading these, this would do a lot to me. Like, this would probably change me as a person. There are hundreds that are just paragraph long, just essay comments like, this guy sucks, this is so terrible, I hope that that you don't split up and he tries to take custody of this kid because he's going to be using the kid as a, this. I hope that he doesn't go. I really, really do. All right, last one. Let's see if there's some kind of redemption here. Am I the asshole for expressing to my in-laws that I don't want to be their server for their family's Christmas dinner? Oh boy. So, I'm a newlywed and my in-laws are rolling into town for Christmas and staying at my husband's and my new house. They mentioned wanting to dine out for Christmas dinner, but I offered to whip up a home-cooked feast instead. Unfortunately, they turned down the offer. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I am currently working as a server in our town after recently being laid off from my corporate job. Lucky for me, the restaurant is closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas. Well, turns out my mother-in-law had other plans. She called up my workplace without speaking to me beforehand and asked for me to be their server for their entire Christmas dinner. Oh. No fucking way, dude. I found out through my husband that I'd be playing the role of their server for their festive family celebration, and my Christmas gift would be a sweet tip and takeout from my restaurant. Seems a bit odd, especially since our restaurant isn't even open on Christmas Eve or Christmas, and I'd be available to spend time with them on those days. They're scheduling this dinner the day before we close and making it their designated family celebration. I politely declined because, let's be real, being excluded from Christmas dinner while working as their server, that's a hard pass from me. Unfortunately, I was told that I was being dramatic and there's nothing weird about me being their server for their family's Christmas dinner. Thoughts, anyone? What the fuck is wrong with everybody? How do people go about life this way, not being able to see anything wrong with their shit ass actions? This is so fucking weird. And then your husband, he sounds like he's in on this too. I found out through my husband that I'd be playing the role of their server, so he knew. He had to have known. Why was he? Hey, mom, dad, no, I'm not having fucking Lucy doing this. This is awful. You're excluding her from Christmas dinner and you have to pop in and serve them food? Absolutely not. No. There's no way that you're doing this. I pray to God that you don't do this. I don't care if they're giving you $1,000. This is borderline degrading. To have a loved one be your server and for them to ask, specifically ask for you is fucking crazy. To call a restaurant and be like, hey, Lucy, is she going to be working this day? We want her to be our server. We want her to serve us fucking food. Yeah, the whole family's going to be there. She's going to serve us and not be in on conversation or fun or anything. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Fuck you. Fuck everyone. Fuck the husband. No, this is embarrassing. And this is a nightmare scenario. To have to put on because when you're a server, when you're a service person, you have to put on the act. You know what I mean? And you have to, you're performing. And for them to want this young woman to be performing for you, for what? What enjoyment are you getting out of that? Why do you think that's a fun, cutesy thing? All right, she put an edit as well. All right, edit. Wow, I am truly amazed by the overwhelming support I've received. I never expected this post to gain so much attention. Thank you to everyone who took the time to read and respond. I took the opportunity to establish clear boundaries during a FaceTime session, emphasizing that such behavior is not acceptable. particularly considering the racial and economic differences between us. As a biracial woman from a lower class family, it was crucial for me to assert myself and not dismiss their behavior. Thank you all for standing with me. You all helped me so much. Thank you. Yeah, this is awful. Yeah. Not the asshole. Damn, that's insulting and spiteful as fuck. We don't want you to cook or be a participant in our family celebration, but we'd love to come to your workplace and have you serve us. So you're technically there, but you can't contribute to the conversation and are required to be polite because it's your job. That's exactly what I just said. Almost word for word. Yeah, god damn. This is like, I'm so angry at this. And serving friends or family isn't like a bad thing. It happens. You can be at a restaurant and it's like, oh, my mom and dad just came in. I'm their server. How fun. But these people to call ahead of time and make sure that they're the server on Christmas is psychotic, I would say. For you to think that that's like, again, everybody involved. I can't figure out, like, as a spouse, you're not like, hey, hun, that's fucked up. You're gonna call the restaurant and have, like, Lucy offered to cook for us and we're saying no, but we want her to serve us food, honey. Maybe we shouldn't do that, huh? And then husband, again, what a spineless creature for him to. I would be, if my parents called and wanted my spouse to be serving us, I would be like, are you fucking kidding? Like, are you fucking kidding? Are you fucking actually joking right now? Where do you think that this is going to be fun for her? For me? Why do you think that I'm cool with this? Having my spouse serve us? Where do you get that idea from? And the Christmas gift thing is that's degrading. Hey, we're gonna give you a big old sweet tip for doing your job. Merry Christmas. All right, was that the last one? Yeah, that was 4. These are always interesting to me, but I go into them and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun, and then I get they put me in such a bad mood because of how truly shitty some people are, and they're always things that should be so obvious that, like, these are so clear. Like, just if you, for a second, just put yourself in the other person's shoes, and that should solve all of these problems. Hey, how would I feel if my in-laws asked me to serve dinner on Christmas Eve or Christmas Eve? How would I feel? And then just apply that to the situation. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that to my daughter-in-law. It would be so easy. All right. That'll do it for me. Thank you for listening. As always, thank you to the patrons. Thank you. Sam says thank you too. He's still in the kitchen. Sam will be back next week. Right, Sam? Are you going to be back next week? Yeah, he's nodding his head. How was that grilled cheese sandwich? Yeah, he says it was good. Holidays can be a stressful time for a lot of people, be it workers or people who are spending their first holiday without a loved one, whether they broke up or passed away or whatever it may be. So be extra nice to anyone you encounter these following weeks. I mean, we should be nice anyway, but just, especially now, just try to put a little more oomph into being kind. It just makes the world a better place. And if you go shopping this weekend and you pick up some groceries and you use a shopping cart, when you go out to the parking lot, you put your items in the trunk. Make sure that when you're done with your shopping cart, that you push it back into the cart return, because that's what the cart return is there for. And we'll see you next week.